this is kind of ridiculous.
This is probably Houston.
Yeah. California's kind of just one big mess, unfortunately. This is Chicago.
Yeah, I would say that would be Chicago. This has got to be somewhere, President Great Lakes or up in there. Maybe this is Detroit and this is Chicago.
No, yeah.
So what brought you here?
So, yeah. And one of my backgrounds is geographic information science and mapping, so I've been trying to pull together that with the visual art, which is how this series came about, really.
So it's going to be interesting. My stepson's coming here. He's down with his actual mom, and so he's coming up here with me this week. And so he's doing GIS as his graduate program, and so I want him to see something like this.
And please encourage him to send me an email, because literally I finished my master's in GIS 3 years ago, so it's relatively fresh. Where is he going? Is he going to one of the schools?
He's down at Texas A&M.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good school. So, the University of Arizona program, every one of my colleagues who wanted to go to work at some firm found work. I mean, it's a good degree to have at this point. And I know that the federal government here has a fellows program for GIS. They're looking to pull people into federal service, so there's lots of opportunities. Not that I took any of those. I'm like, how I'm using it for different kinds of things.
Did any of this pull you into the federal government there?
No, I do other work, so most artists have to support themselves in another way. I do a lot of work with nonprofit organizations, so I actually work for, even though I live in Arizona, for a firm out of Rockville called Paul Tarham Institute that does health policy work. So for the federal government, so it all goes around, comes around.
I see some Native American, at least by their name.
Yeah.
My goodness.
The most often asked question is going to be, what is the centerpiece about? I have an interpretation of it.
Yeah.
It's not just about football, as I suspected it could have been from a distance, but then when I looked up close, I said, that could be geographic points, or that could be bullet holes. It could be, yeah.
And that's the beauty of art, that you can interpret it different ways.
I'm interested in that.
I think she wants a presentation.
So this one is several different layers. You had talked about the first.
Do you mind getting up a little closer to it?
Excuse us. So the St. Louis Rams.
Okay.
Toward the beginning of Black Lives Matters.
Okay.
Did a protest when these particular players,
Those were the players
came
that came
on the field with their hands up, and the St. Louis Police Union, if you may remember the stories, gave them a lot of grief and stick to football on it. So those are the football players who are on it. The states that are in white are both the states where we have a higher incidence and prevalence of killings by police, but they're also the states with the most strict gun control laws. And so,
Strict gun control laws.
so the GIS.
This is strict gun control laws down here? Because I would say Texas.
I know everybody thinks that, and they're
Well,
actually.
DC should be in there.
The district is
hard to
probably
say.
behind. Somewhere
behind
over here.
81.
So, and so.
Massachusetts, I would believe, has a strict gun control
New
law.
York, all the Texas is a state. It's not an open carry state that people think that it is, And so this one began really with me doing again a GIS analysis of trying to figure out where are the clusters really happening and why. Is it as simple as easy access to guns? And it's not as simple as that. You have to look at some of the other factors to try and look at why you have some clusters that appear.
Yeah.
And it's not as simple either as poverty. A lot of people would say, well, these are pockets of poverty. In some of the states, not all of them, they tend to be more in places where areas in transition, one way or the other. Like Ferguson is a good example of that, even though it's, someplace in here on the map, where that area has been in significant transition from being a mixed and multicultural to a predominantly black area. And so a lot of these are clustered in those fault lines, if you will. So, anyway, so that's what this one was. It's a mashing up of different
So
sources.
it's interesting. Okay, so marine biologist. We know that everybody is living within 50 miles of the coast.
Right, and so that may be another possible explanation that has nothing to do
Yeah.
with the
But
availability of guns.
you're in here in the center, that's different.
Right.
But definitely California, well, and there's not that many here, but when you get down to this is Miami.
Miami in the middle. Yeah. And there's a decent cluster, obviously.
Yeah.
New York, New Jersey, New York City.
Now, does the dots represent a single life or?
Yes, on this one, they're also, so all of these maps, I base them on, they're not even dot density, they're individuals. Dot density would say you kind of change the color so you can see, but yeah, they're all individuals.
What's the black background? Is it that those states aren't?
Aren't heavy gun control states.
Aren't heavy gun control.
Yeah, so like my home state is now open carry, concealed carry with a permit. I mean, it's
See, I
actually
grew up
pretty.
in Pennsylvania, which is not.
Yeah, and so, yeah.
That's where we're from.
Pennsylvania?
I went to Kutztown.
So,
It was on NPR today.